You know what it is.
What is it?
It's prime time games, baby.
All right. So
You
what
know
we
what
talk
it is.
about? What we talk about?
Giants and the 49ers. That's what we talk about tomorrow night.
With no Saquon.
That joker gone.
All right.
Bad ankle and all. But I tell you what, Daniel Jones showed up last week, came with that comeback on him.
Yeah.
I was proud of him. Even as a Cowboy fan, I was proud of the resilience.
Yeah.
I was like, what the heck is going on in Arizona?
He was different second half.
I mean,
Second half,
terrible.
he was different.
He was balling.
DJ came out throwing the heck out of that ball, man. He threw a touchdown to Hodgins.
Yeah.
Between like 3 people from Arizona.
Yeah, just a dot.
He was a beast. He was a beast. And Saquon was too before the injury.
Yeah.
So
I mean, press up, get healthy.
Yeah.
Man, but the Niners are gonna be a different beast. They're gonna be a different challenge. They got their offense with the way they are able to move the pieces. They look identical. Debo, Christian McCaffrey,
C-Mac's been probably the best running back in the league.
They move those pieces around and can duplicate different formations that you don't know who to key in on because it all looks the same.
Right.
Yeah, they are tough out with Kyle Shanahan at the helm calling that offense. I think the Giants, it depends on what Daniel Jones shows up.
Yeah.
I think they can keep the game close. I think the 49ers just got too much firepower for the Giants to be favored to win this game.
I agree. So let's make this quick.
Okay. 49ers, I'll say 49ers by 10.
Okay.
Something like 24-14 because they got a pretty good defense too on the other side of the ball.
They do, and both are going to be matched up against Evan Neal, which
and if there's any
yikes,
if there's any similarities to what happened in week 1 with Micah Parsons, not saying Bosa or Micah is better. I'm not going to go
They're
in
close.
that. Right.
They're close.
Right. Nick Bosa's motor is equivalent to Micah Parsons' motor.
Yeah. They're close.
They're
just as disruptive on the line.
So they got to figure that out.
So I'm gonna go with a 7-point game, 21-14.
Okay.
Let's move on.
Yeah, we're gonna move on with that right quick.
Tear up a little bit if we keep talking about the Giants and the challenge they got.
I don't understand why the NFL are putting the Steelers back on primetime TV. They look terrible.
Yeah,
they look bad.
They weren't that great, but I picked it right though.
I mean, you did.
I said the Steelers were going to win.
You did.
I did not know that Tomlin has the most wins against the Browns of any other team in his coaching career.
Listen, Mike Tomlin is my guy.
Yeah,
I love Mike Tomlin. He's a great coach.
Yes, he is.
I am not sold on the Pittsburgh. Their offense is atrocious.
I wouldn't go that far.
Okay, cool. Would you want to call it bad?
Yeah, it's bad.
All right, I'm gonna call it atrocious.
Fine. You win.
Spell
atrocious.
I can't.
I can spell bad.
Atrocious. There it is. That's what it is. Spell that. How about that? Okay. I just think that whatever they are doing with Kenny Pickett, either they don't trust him or he's not learning it. He doesn't understand what they're trying to do.
Right.
But it does not look good.
He got his moments. He looks good sometimes, and then he's still young.
Absolutely.
Still developing. Look, I'm gonna pick the Steelers because they're going up against the Raiders.
So
I can't pick the Raiders.
Defense is important, and they have a very, very good defense.
What the Raiders gonna do?
I don't know, bro.
All right, so I'm picking the Steelers.
But they got Devontae Adams, man.
Who's throwing it to him?
Jimmy Garoppolo.
He can be good sometimes.
Right. So which Jimmy gonna show up?
I still got Pittsburgh.
All right, cool. so I'm going to go with Pittsburgh.
Oh.
I am. I'm gonna go with Pittsburgh because
Pittsburgh is atrocious.
It is. Their offense is terrible.
Yeah.
But their defense is like that.
All right. So what's the score?
14-10.
I agree. It's gonna be a low scoring game.
14-10. I don't.
Yeah.
That
sounds fair. I'm gonna agree with you and just.
They scored touchdowns on defense. That's how they got their points. You can't expect that every week.
Right.
You can expect them to play good and hard every week, but you can't expect them to have create 5 turnovers that generates 14 points.
Yeah.
So 14-10.
Who's the other receiver for the Raiders?
That's a good question. That's a problem. We don't know.
Because Devontae Adams is great.
Hunter Renfrow? Is Hunter still on that team?
He should be.
So yeah, Devontae and Hunter.
Okay.
So yeah, right. That's
I'm sticking to
no
what we said.
That's
14-10. Cool. I agree with that score because I do think it's going to be a low scoring game. I think Pittsburgh is one of those teams that will fly under the radar for most of the season.
Yeah.
I think in the second half of the season, we're going to be like, man, this team is tough.
Okay. I got them. I still have them finishing last in the AFC North. I just think the Bengals are going to get healthy and catch fire. And you know what? Let me retract that. No, they'll finish third because Cleveland losing Nick Chubb changes everything. And I don't know what Deshaun Watson is doing right now.
So, and they're talking about their rumors about Kareem Hunt.
Yeah, that'll be a great pickup. Yeah. But Pittsburgh beats the Raiders 14-10 or close game, low scoring game, ugly game. That's what I'm going with.
Okay.
Surprising team. Tampa Bay against the Eagles.
Yeah.
Eagles ain't really been looking good.
Not on offense.
The
defense has looked great.
Yeah, but that connection with Baker Mayfield and Mike Evans is really hitting off. And I am not a Baker Mayfield fan.
Yeah, a lot of people say that. Like,
I don't know, like just something about him that just don't sit right with me.
Is it because he's short?
I think how when we talk about confidence, in general, like you could be confident, but then sometimes that confidence can come off as really overconfident because your play doesn't back up your confidence.
Yeah.
That's how I see Baker Mayfield.
Well,
is that he's extremely confident in his ability and he can play. He's an NFL quarterback.
Right.
But his numbers and his resume doesn't back up his confidence.
Except this year, his numbers do back it up.
Right.
And I think that it was surprising. Like Cleveland's team, I thought was loaded.
They are.
When he got there,
they
were loaded.
Yeah.
But they couldn't do anything.
Not with him at the helm.
Crazy.
Right.
I don't even think it was just him. Actually, I think it was the coaching.
It was?
I think it was the coaching. So, they got, he's not in Cleveland anymore.
Yeah, he's in Tampa Bay, got a new fresh start.
And he got a better coach.
And he's 2-0.
And he's 2-0. And he's not turning the ball over.
Exactly.
He's playing really well. And he's not it. He's not the only, that whole team is showing up.
Yes.
So yeah, man, I think,
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
But here's my problem.
Yeah.
Here's the problem with this right now. Now the lights are on.
Yeah, because
it's prime time game. I'm picking the Eagles.
How do you bet against
Philly right now?
Eagles
right.
They got the best roster in football.
I agree. I hope. Once again, I never want to pick the Philadelphia Eagles as a Cowboy fan. You never want to pick the Philadelphia Eagles
the Cowboys.
Or the Cowboys as a Giants fan.
Right.
But I gotta see more from Baker Mayfield and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in a stage like this.
Yeah.
They can win a game like this or even be really competitive in a game like this. Okay, they might have turned the corner. It might be exactly what you said. The system, the coaching, the atmosphere, the environment that has now got him to blossom into being the quarterback as he was drafted number 1,
right,
Heisman Trophy winner, to really display how good he is. Maybe enough of that humble pie has finally got him to turn the corner. I don't know.
I think Carolina humbled him. I think that's what humbled him. So I'm gonna go ahead and pick the Bucs.
Okay.
And I'm gonna pick the Bucs out of faith. I'm just gonna pick the Bucs because look.
All right.
I need the Eagles to lose.
Yeah, me too.
Just like I need the Cowboys to lose.
Yeah, I get that.
And I need the Commanders to lose.
I get it.
So I'm gonna go ahead and pick the Bucs.
No problem.
And I'm gonna say Bucs ain't, I don't think they're gonna put up that many points. So I'm gonna go ahead and call this 17-14 Bucs.
So I'm gonna go Philly, but I'm gonna go a little bit higher scoring. I think the Bucs are gonna put some points on it because that Philly defense ain't like that right now.
You mean the other way around?
No, the offense is struggling, but their defense is easily had right now. That back end, they ain't got nobody that can stop Mike Evans with their corners right now. Slay is he's too small. Yeah. Like Mike is so big. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna go high scoring. I'm gonna go something that Philly wins 28-24.
Okay.
Something like that.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Still got Philly.
Yeah, I got Philly. I don't want them to win, but I got Philly. And then Rams and the Bengals. Man, the Bengals need a win.
They need one. They ain't gonna get it this week.
There he is. They gonna get it this week. I like Aaron Donald. But I got Cincinnati. I got them studs.
Is Aaron playing?
Yeah, he's still playing. See, that's what I'm talking about.
Is he playing? Because I was looking at like the box score for the
He
last game. He didn't show up.
He on the field. I promise you. Aaron Donald was on the field.
I don't know Aaron to be on the field and not show up in the box score. Even people who had 0-0-0 was on the box score.
He ain't. He on the field.
Okay, well, Aaron, blink twice if you still playing for the Rams. Like I can't find you, bro. But
I got Cincinnati getting on the win column. I got Joe Burrow, and Jamar Chase and T. Higgins putting up some numbers.
I think that connection with T. Higgins and Burrow is working now. Jamar Chase can't be your only weapon.
Right.
Burrow finally remembered that T. Higgins is on the field.
Absolutely.
And he got results out of him last week.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna go ahead and take the Rams because they still got Stafford.
They do.
And he can still throw the heck out of the ball at his big age.
They do.
I think they're just a more complete offense.
Okay.
And I'm gonna go with them.
Cool.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what score to put on that one because I think the game just gonna be ugly.
Yeah, I think so too. I'm gonna go Cincinnati, something close like 21-17.
You think the Rams only gonna score 17?
Yeah, 21-17, Cincinnati. That's where we're going.
All right, 21-28.
No problem.
Rams.
That's what.
Let's go.
All right, so look, the University of Colorado, prime time. Deion Sanders, high stepping his way into college football hearts.
Changing college football.
Everything about it.
Yeah. So
everybody is talking about what Deion is doing from a winning standpoint, for on the field.
Right.
Deion is changing lives.
Yeah.
And that's not being talked about enough. Like, forget all the glitz and the glamour. Forget all the bold confidence or what y'all want to perceive as arrogance. He's got players on his team that's come from HBCUs that big name college programs wasn't interested in, that are dominating, right? That's on the field. That's great. But what we're not talking about is stories like Jay Horn Jr.
Yeah.
And the hard, tough things that he's got to go through knowing that his father is incarcerated. And the connection that Deion has, the embrace that he gives that kid. Listen, Deion is giving these kids a father figure that a lot of us in the inner city communities don't have. He's giving them confidence to believe in themselves.
Yeah.
Now, whether you want to believe in God or not, that's irrelevant. Believe in what God has given you, the ability that he's given you to play the game of football. But he's talking to them about degrees. He's talking to them about life after football, because the reality is all them jokers ain't making it to the NFL.
Right.
So he's prepping these guys in a way that he wasn't even taught. You know what I mean? So what you think about that? How do you feel about that? I mean, we both are fathers. Right. So how do you feel about that?
Well, first I want to say, like, growing up, a Giants fan watching Deion on the Cowboys, I hated him. When he was with Atlanta and with San Fran, I loved him. Deion was box office back then, man. He was box office. Like, not just his interceptions, but the returns. Anytime you put Deion in a return situation, whether it's a punt return or it's an interception being returned,
look out.
Right. That's how he earned that name, primetime.
Yeah, look out.
So his brand has been decades in the building. Mm-hmm. Right. He's been building his brand for a long time. Right. And a lot of us have associated his brand with arrogance, because when the brother when he jukes everybody at the 50 and is able to high step from the 20 into the end zone, that ain't his fault.
Right.
Everybody else need to be better. All of those bodies laid out across the field need to get up, brush themselves off, and dedicate themselves to getting better.
Right.
He's just been like that, right?
Correct.
And so we called him arrogant. I know I for sure thought he was arrogant back in the day and stuff like that. But the reality is, what Coach Prime actually means is exactly what you just talked about. It's very different. Mm-hmm. It's very different. He's still confident.
Absolutely.
Like that, his confidence has not shaken.
Right.
But now you hear him talk about his father-son moments with his boys, right? Mm-hmm. As they're in the games or preparing for the games. Mm-hmm. Every post-conference, Deion talks about a moment with his boys. A father and son moment, which is special, right? He cares for his players, all of the players, not just his sons. He cares for his team. You know, he talks about some of his other players, some of them, not all of them. He talks about some of his other players with the same type of endearment that he talks about his own sons. Right. So he is a father figure to a lot of these young men. Growing up, you know, almost in a single parent household, myself, in situations like that, you know, there are definitely times when you come across somebody that's special, that can be a father figure, that can help your son get to the next level. And I'm only speaking about sons because I'm a son. I don't know what it's like to be a daughter going through that, right? So you definitely, like, you know, we had Dr. West.
Absolutely.
Right? Shout out to Dr. Kevin West. We had him. He helped us get to areas in our lives that we didn't know we could reach. You know, goals that we didn't know we could reach. He helped us find them, set them, and get there, right? Deion's doing the same thing with these guys. The question for me is that what everybody's looking for in their D1 football coach? Are they looking for father figures, right? And let's say you happen to be one of those kids that's not looking for a father figure. Your dad's at every game, right? You don't necessarily think you need a father figure. Well, Deion's a role model still.
Absolutely.
Because one day you might be a father.
Right.
He's showing you the way. One day you might be a coach. He's showing you the way. Hopefully you become a pro football player.
Right.
He's already been there, done that.
What makes Deion special is he checks every box that I can think of as a young black man, a young black athlete, an athlete, period. So we talked about being a father. We talked about being a role model. Because some of these guys have fathers, great fathers.
Right.
But guess what? He checked the other box. Why? He's a Hall of Fame cornerback who also was a very good baseball player as well. And is considered the greatest cornerback of all time. Yeah. So sure, you don't need a father. Great. Well, I'm just going to add to the village that help you get to this level.
Right.
So now I'm a father. I'm a role model. I'm a Hall of Fame player. I'm a coach. I'm a brother. Like all of these things, I check all the boxes.
And he was an offensive coordinator when he first started coaching. Like, when do you see a defensive player, Hall of Fame defensive player, become an offensive coordinator?
Correct.
And thrive? Like, that led him to his head coaching job at Jackson State.
Correct.
So
the example that he sets, you see the results through the kids. Like Shedeur Sanders doesn't have any fear when he is on that football field. Why? For two reasons. The two reasons you named. He's got a great father and he's got a great role model.
I want to tweak what you. I'm gonna give an alternative to what you just said.
Yeah.
Like, wholeheartedly agree with what you said as far as like the spirit of what you said.
Right.
But I think anybody that's staring down these linebackers, these defensive ends that are, you know,
coming to get
these 6'5", you know, 270 guys that just move the 300-pounder out of the way just so they can knock your head off.
Right.
You're going to have fear. Absolutely. But the thing that Shedeur has is that calmness.
Absolutely.
He's in the eye of the storm. He's looking at you coming, and he's like, okay, I'm about to just give you the little
shake,
and I'm gonna let this thing go.
I agree, man.
I think he has that. He has that poise, right? And I think that comes from having somebody that's very confident as a parent, that sees you have the work ethic, that has watched you go from being a little kid who's probably just, you know, running around with a ball or whatever, building that work ethic. Watch you get knocked down, scrape your knee, cry a little bit.
Yeah.
You learn how to pick yourself up after your dad showed you how to get up and brush yourself off and keep going. And then you grow into this man who now understands had developed your own confidence, just standing there like, I got this.
Listen,
I'm gonna let it go.
Whether the Colorado Buffaloes win 8, 10, 12 games, what I can tell you is this: college football, you are on notice. Okay. Deion Sanders is not coming to you as the NFL player.
Yeah.
He's coming to you as a legitimate coach who knows the game of football. His resume backs up what he is saying, and he is one heck of a character, standing in front of your mothers and your fathers with the backing of all that he can prove. Everything that he talk about, he proves. but the man that he is just as special as the player that he was.
Absolutely.
So he is always winning.
Absolutely.
You know
he
what
embodies the stay winning attitude.
Absolutely.
I got a it's not a secret because I wasn't trying to keep it from nobody, but I got a confession. I got an Usher moment.
These are my confessions.
Don't do that. Don't do that. I don't like college football.
Oh, okay.
I don't like college football. I haven't liked college football because I think that there are a lot of potentially pro players out there playing with a lot of players who will never be pro, and the talent level is so different.
Such a gap. Okay.
Which also makes the game exciting, but sometimes you're like, man, the score is 73-0.
Right.
Like at what point? Yeah. Like you got
throw the flag in.
Like cut this game short, let people go.
Papa, where the spinach at?
But because of the effect that Deion is having at Colorado, man, I've been tuning in.
Yeah.
And here's been the biggest surprise for me. Like just tuning in.
Yeah.
Started tuning in to Colorado. That's cool. Got curious. Like, oh, Duke's playing. They're right here in our backyard. Turn on the Duke game. They're good.
Yep.
Now I'm watching Duke.
Yeah.
Oh, UNC's playing. I got a kid at UNC. Turn on the UNC game.
Yeah.
Oh, we balling? What?
Yeah. Yeah.
Surprise team for me, and a team that I actually think is going to keep climbing.
Okay.
Utah's
a good team.
Utah's
a good team. They got Colorado on their schedule too. They got to see the Buffaloes.
Man,
with a great quarterback.
All right, we're going to that game.
Here we go. We going.
I could wish
the college sport in general, from basketball to football. The reason why it's so special, in my opinion, is because those kids leave it all on the line.
They do. They play
hard. Like it matters.
And fans are playing because of their loyalty to the school.
Absolutely. So it's a very unique atmosphere, but it's contagious. And I'm glad you want it, because it really means a lot. You know what I mean? So big up to college football, big up to college basketball. Yeah. All of my student athletes keep working. That's big time.
Yeah, yeah. You know and look, that's the Deion effect. I just wanted to highlight that. Yeah. Like more fans like myself, more potential fans like myself are coming to the sport because he's changing the game. He's having an MJ, Iverson, Steph Curry moment right now in college football.
I agree. I agree. So,
we had a big name NBA player make some noise this week.
Dame Dollar.
Yeah.
He talking that sense. He ain't talking dollars. He talking cents. Okay. Damian Lillard was being interviewed.
That was a bar, just so you know. He ain't talking dollars. He talking cents. That was a bar.
Being interviewed, and he said, "Yo, I'm better than Steph Curry."
Mm-hmm.
He said it, and he meant it.
Yeah.
Right now, most people that are sports fans are gonna be like, "Yo, he's crazy," but I'm not gonna call him crazy.
He's not a 4-time NBA champion.
That's the difference.
That's the only difference.
The hardware.
But when it comes to scoring the ball, he's
like that.
He's special.
He like that.
He's more clutch than Steph Curry by the numbers.
Hey,
right? If you want stats that's going to prove something that Dave is saying is right.
Don't you start no trouble in here today.
He's more. It ain't. Look,
ain't nothing we can do about
the numbers. Don't lie.
Hey.
Men lie, women lie. Numbers don't.
Listen, man.
Dame has been the most clutch player in the NBA pretty much since he got there.
As much as I love and respect Steph Curry's game, there are moments, big moments, where he has not come up big. And I got too many memories of Dame Lillard in the playoffs sending teams home.
Right.
Houston, bye-bye. Oklahoma City, bye-bye.
Yeah.
We was talking about bringing that sniper to the Olympics. He's special. Like he's a special talent. So you're never supposed to say a player's better than you.
Right.
Never. So I'm not mad at him for saying he's better than Steph.
He also said he wouldn't join that team.
And I'm definitely not mad at him saying, you know what, I'm going to get it my way. Like, I wish they had more the competitive edge in the players. Like, you know what, I want to beat the best. Cool, I know y'all are good, but I'm here to beat y'all. Yeah. Like, I like that about his personality.
He's
I like
old school.
He's old school. I like that. He's competitive.
Yeah, he said, I want to bring my squad. I want to knock the Warriors out of there.
That's
I want to get the Lakers out of there.
Yeah, I like that, man. if you had to rank Dame Lillard right now from amongst the point guards, where you put him at?
See, Dame is kind of it's kind of hard. He's a higher assist guy than Curry. It's kind of hard, man. Because here's my problem. Like, I'm a big Dame Lillard fan.
Yeah.
But my problem is because he hasn't won, I don't know if he can.
Okay, right? That's a good statement.
Like,
yeah.
Like Westbrook, guy I love, but because he hasn't won, I don't know if he can. Right? There's some guys who are just special talents.
Yeah.
But they can't really be themselves or be good participants on a winning team.
Okay.
And so I think that's part of the thing that make the Warriors special. They got a couple of guys who can be the man on any team.
Right.
Clay could have been the man on any team.
Right.
Steph could have been the man on any team.
Right.
We're about to find out if Jordan Poole can be the man in Washington.
Correct.
And a lot of people think he can be.
Yeah. I got him as an all-star this year.
Jordan Poole?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think you mentioned that before.
Yeah.
But with Dame, man, I'm like, who do you need to combine him with in order to make a winning team? He's had a pretty good center. He's had good players around him in Portland. Not great, but he's had good players around him. C.J. McCollum was there with him, and they still weren't able to get
over the hump
at least far enough in the playoffs to let me know that they're a legit threat.
So I'm gonna say this. I'm going to show a little bit of compassion to Dame in this regard. He's an undersized shooting guard, theoretically, right? He plays the point guard position.
7 assists,
right?
Yeah.
He's undersized, right? And he plays in Portland.
Yeah.
Okay. Ain't no free agents going to Portland, right? So that's
a cool little city.
It's a cool little city, right? That's exactly what it is. It's a cool little city. But I want him to leave.
And go where? You want him to go to Miami?
I don't care where he go.
Yeah.
I'm being
you want
honest.
him to go to a big city?
I want him to go to a big market where he got help, where people want to play with that guy, but they not going to Portland. Like, as great as LeBron James was, people wasn't going to Cleveland to play with them.
Right.
Okay? They're not going to Portland.
He had a couple of friends that came there.
Yes. And they were past their prime by the time they got to him.
Yeah.
Right? I wanted to see him in a market with other players.
Right.
And let's see if he can win in that realm. Because he can only take them with LaMarcus Aldridge and C.J. McCollum, but so far, when you're going up against these other juggernauts in the L.A. market, or you get what I'm saying?
True.
It's hard to win in Portland.
Well, who can he win with? That's the question. Like, who?
I feel his skill set can fit anywhere. If he go to Miami, they're a championship team coming out of the East. You know what I'm saying? If he goes to the Clippers, he's like
Miami is one of the unique
if he go to New
places.
York, it changes everything. If he goes to New York, you put him at the 2. You had Jalen Brunson be the 1.
So who do you have to give up?
I get it
in New York, right? But like so in Miami, if you were able to keep the core together and you were able to get him in Miami some way somehow, I do like his skill set there because he can shoot the ball like crazy outside. He also gets to the basket, right? But they didn't have consistent 3-point shooters. Like Tyler Hero was out, in the playoffs for them, so they didn't have that consistency from the 3-point line.
He brings that.
Dame would bring that. Plus, again, he averaged 7 assists. He got somebody that can set up.
Yeah.
He
gonna set Jimmy up for that. Yeah, buddy. I agree.
So I think Miami would be a good fit for him, but I got to see him actually get somewhere first before I really start believing he can win. He's an exciting player for me to watch. He's a role model. He's a dad. He's old school. His music is pretty good. I was listening to his Kobe song on my way to the game today.
This is what we doing?
I'm just saying.
We doing this?
I'm plugging his whole
resume.
His whole
resume?
Yeah.
I got it. I ain't mad at that.
Yeah, he's that guy.
So I'm gonna oppose this. I would like to see him in Miami.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you what I would like to see him with. Go to Philly. Get James Harden up out of there. Go to Philly. Pair him with Embiid and Maxey. Go get it. Go to Philly. Brotherly love. All that energy that you got, Dame, that he got that. Go to Philly. Get James Harden up out of there. I don't want to talk about James Harden ever again.
I'm gonna say something. It's no shade intended here. No shade intended. But it's going to sound shady.
Here we go. The Marshall Mathers situation.
Look, if Dame is in Philly,
okay,
we're going to find out how soft Joel Embiid really is.
Uh-oh. Hey, guys, he did it. Hey, look. That is the winning formula. Joel Embiid, you are on the hot seat.
We've already talked about this.
He said, "Are you cottonelle tissue, or are you really like that?"
That's the question. That's
a real good question.
Because look, we already talked about this in the playoffs. This past playoffs, right? Mm-hmm. Harden took the brunt of them losing.
I agree.
It was like, oh, it's Harden's fault, blah, blah. He didn't show up in game 6 or 7, whatever game it was, last game, right? He didn't show up. Right. He only had so many points. He missed a lot of shots, whatever.
But where was Embiid at? Basically.
On the bench.
Chilling.
On the bench.
Hurt.
Yeah.
Supposedly.
Yeah, I mean, he was hurt.
He was banged up.
He was hurt. He messed up his knee in the game where he tried to kick somebody. And I don't even know, like, when he messed up his knee, but he messed up his knee.
Yeah.
And he has a history of getting injured. He plays tough. He plays a tough position. You're going to get banged up.
Yeah.
But there's something to be said about availability.
I agree.
Right? So I don't mean he's soft as in like mentally he doesn't show up.
Right.
I just mean like, man, he got to be on the court when it matters the most. And he got to find a way to do that.
He got to produce when it matters the most.
I mean, look, the league done changed the resting policy and all of that stuff. But LeBron and them used to use those rests in order to be prepared for the postseason.
That's correct.
Right? Like they play tough in the regular season, but they play to get to the postseason. They don't play to win the regular season.
Yeah.
He needs to be able to shift his mindset to that and be available in the postseason so that they can win. Now, tough draw when you get hurt on something kind of weird.
No, I agree. I'm not going to dive into the Joel Embiid situation. I'm going to let you have that.
I made that comment because because that's just the most straightforward way for me to put it. But
if I could have it my way, I want to see him in Philly.
Philly's a good pick.
See him in Philly. I want to see if he can go get it.
Yeah.
With another legitimate superstar. I don't think LaMarcus Aldridge or CJ McCollum were superstars. I think they were stars.
LaMarcus in the beginning of his career was great.
Okay.
He was great. But
I would love him in Philly.
The game was shifting and moving away from the back to the basket post players. Yeah. And that's what he was.
Yeah.
And he was great at it. But what I love about something Dame said on the Bill Simmons podcast was ideally he will play his whole career in Portland. Sorry.
Yeah.
I think that was understated. Like we didn't spend enough time and attention, from all of the stories and stuff that I saw from that podcast. There was not enough time and attention spent on that comment.
Mm-hmm.
Because what is he saying? Is he saying trade that number 3 guy that you just picked up? Bring him some players? Because I think that's what he said before. He was like, I don't need another guard here.
No.
I need big name free agents who can win.
That's the problem. They're not coming to Portland.
Well, there's nobody out there to go get with just a number 3 pick. Like, who else you gonna give up? Would you give up the high flyer that's on their bench? Kid out of Kentucky.
I don't know his name.
His name is escaping me right now.
But him, that guy.
Sharp.
Okay.
Sharp. Right.
Okay.
I think that's his name. Dude is probably the highest flyer in the NBA.
Okay.
Like he's a highlight reel.
An athletic freak.
Shaden Sharp.
Okay.
Do you give him up plus Scoot Henderson so that you can get one great free agent?
Right.
And you might have to give up some future draft picks too.
Right.
Or is Lillard saying your guy from Colorado is the problem? Chauncey Billups.
Dang. I mean, he is a young coach. He is a young coach, and it's going to be growing pains with that. I can't answer if Chauncey Billups is the answer or the problem. Well, I will say again, get out of Portland. If you want to win or give yourself a chance to be competitive at the back end of your career,
right?
Get out of Portland.
You know it'd be a good trade?
I'm listening.
Lillard for Chris Middleton.
Wow. Hey. I don't know if they want to see that. Listen, Giannis is a problem, bro. Like,
right.
Giannis is going to give everybody the work, whatever your name is on the back of the jersey, you're going to get all this smoke. And Dame got that same energy being the miniature version of that.
Okay? Being a 6'3" version of a 6'10" guy?
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm stepping across half court. you better D up.
Right. Because when you got Lopez and Giannis up the court already, why not let it fly?
Hey man,
rebound coming to you.
NBA, you do not want to see Damian in the Milwaukee Bucks with Giannis.
I do.
Okay,
I do.
I said Philly. I was giving y'all a break. If he go to Milwaukee, good luck. Good luck.
Like the Celtics are trying to get him, trying to recruit him.
Man, but ain't nobody going to Boston.
What do they have to give up to get him? And I don't think they're going to get Dame. You don't get a kid out of Oakland. You know what I'm saying, right?
Listen.
Oakland is black San Francisco. You don't get a kid out of Oakland.
We are not trying to put the Boston market on blast today. Okay, we understand what Boston is. We've heard all of the stories. And listen, wherever there's smoke, I promise you there is fire there.
Yeah.
Okay? Dame Lillard does not need to be in Boston. He won't last long. It'd be a problem. But you don't want him in Milwaukee because that's another problem.
The NBA should want him in Milwaukee.
Hey, box office.
Right.
So let us know what y'all think. Because at the end of the day, we are always going to stay winning.
I stay winning. I stay winning. I did it. I stay